Hello my conscious queens, welcome back to another video. To my new subscribers, welcome. Thank you so much for joining my YouTube community. It makes me so happy to welcome you, and it makes me feel so good. Thank you so much for your likes and your comments and your subscribes and your shares and all of those things. I see you, I see it, and I love it. Thank you so much, and I love you. And today I want to talk about leaving a toxic relationship and how to overcome that fear. And I've had to leave a lot of toxic relationships in my life. And you get to a place where you don't just leave the relationship, but you leave that cycle. You leave that cycle. You break that cycle of attracting toxic relationships and where you're having to leave all the time. You get to a place where you see the pattern, you've broken the pattern, and it feels good. And I'm here on the other side of multiple toxic relationships, multiple horrible scenarios and situations, and I'm here to guide you on what you need to do, because you're only watching this video right now because you are considering leaving a toxic relationship. And this relationship might be causing a lot of pain to you right now, and I know that pain. I know what you are going through, and I want to share with you things that helped me and the steps that I followed to leave a toxic relationship. And not only the relationship, but to break that cycle of toxic relationships and break that cycle of attracting it into your life. Okay? So the first thing I want you to do is consider this relationship that you are in now, the one that you want to leave right now. Make a list of all the things why you want to leave. Why do you want to leave him? Is he abusive? Does he drink and you don't like it? Does he smoke and you don't like it? Is he abusive verbally, emotionally, sexually, physically? And you may be thinking, what? Sexually? Yes. You can be in a relationship and be abused sexually. Sexual abuse is anything that you don't consent to sexually. So, for example, I'm getting off topic, but I just quickly want to mention this because I feel like it's important to some of you. Sexual abuse is this. If he comes home in the middle of the night and he's drunk and you're laying in bed and you're like, I don't want to have sex with you, and he forces himself on you, or he gets angry when you don't want to have sex with him, or he hits you, or he pushes you, or he shoves you because he wants it and you don't want to give it, that is sexual abuse. If you say no at any time and he continues and he pursues, that is sexual abuse. If while you are in the act of a sexual activity and you say no, or you don't want something and you say no and he continues, that is sexual abuse. Okay, so there are many other forms. These are just a few that I can think of at the top of my head right now. So yes, make a list of all the things why you want to leave. All of the traits and characteristics he has that you don't like. All of the reasons why you do not want to be in this relationship right now. All of it. Make a long, long list. There's no amount that you can have. Write the longest list that you can. This is important. Write that list. Okay, that's step number 1. Step number 2 is write a list of what you do want. Now, I'm not saying what you do want in terms of a relationship. No, you are not going into another relationship now and not for a long time. Okay, you need to write a list of the things that you do want once this relationship is dissolved, such as freedom. I get to do what I want. I get to wear what I want. I get to hang out with my friends when I want. I get to have a relationship with friends and family again. I get to go to work without it being an issue. I get to actually find a job now. I get to have my own income. I get to having freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of whatever. These are the things you want to list, the things that you want. Okay, not a relationship. I want a new man and I want him to look like this and I want him to not drink. No, we're not talking about a man and we're not talking about a relationship. We're talking about what you want for your life and how having this relationship dissolved will allow these things in your life. Okay, you with me? The next thing I want you to do is change your perspective. And this was a very powerful exercise for myself. So look at the relationship as it is today, as it is today, the way it is today. Look at this relationship as it is and say to yourself, if this was the relationship I was stuck with or assigned to for the rest of my life, and the way it is today is the way it is going to be for the rest of my life, would you be okay with that? Would you want this relationship? Would it be a good relationship for you? That feeling you get here, that feeling you get will tell you exactly what you need to do. If that is not a good feeling, you should run now. Okay? If it is like, oh, I don't know, I guess I can put up with it, I guess I can tolerate it, I don't know, I guess it's okay. No, you're settling. Why are you settling? Why do you think you are not worth more? Why do you think you are worth so little and so low value that you deserve this kind of relationship where you are not even happy, where you need to click on a video that's teaching you how to get out of a toxic relationship? You need to check yourself right now. If that is what you are thinking, you don't need to put up with anyone. You don't need to tolerate anyone. You don't need to do any of that. You control your life, and you are you are steering your own ship. You are steering your own ship. You get to decide what you want in your life. And if someone is not up to standard with what you want, then they have to go. You don't need to drop your standards for anyone. This is your life. This is your life. They have their own life to live, which they are doing without considering you right now in the first place. That's why you are here. That's why you are watching this. So why are you considering them to that extent? Why are you considering, oh, but what if, I can put up with it and I can get used to this? And you don't need to get used to anything. You know what you want, so that is what you want. You don't need to apologize for what you want. Want what you want. It's okay. And go for it. Go for what you want. Next thing I want you to consider. I know you're probably thinking, some of you have children like myself, and you're thinking, oh, but he's the father of my children and I can't leave him because my kids will be without a dad and I want my kids to have a father figure in their life. I've been thinking those same thoughts and it kept me stuck. Get me stuck in that sick, toxic relationship. But what I can tell you is this. If you are a mother, you need to lead by example. You need to be that example. You need to show your kids what to want and what to expect for yourself. What kind of a relationship you should be having. Not to settle, not to tolerate nonsense from people who don't deserve your love, your affection. You just keep giving and giving and giving, and they just take because you have it to give. No. No. If you are a mother, you need to be the example. You need to show your daughters what it is to value yourself and what it is to find a relationship and a man that values you as well. And if you have sons, you need to teach your son how to treat a woman. You need to teach your son that no woman is going to put up with your nonsense. If you want to be a high-value man, you need to step up. If you want to be a high-value woman, you need to step up. And you need to be the example for your children. You need to be that example by saying, enough is enough. I am done. Come what may. Sandstorm, shitstorm, whatever can come. I'm not going back into this relationship. And he is going to guilt you. Trust me, he is going to guilt you. How can you break up our family? How can you break up our family? My child is going to be without a dad. How can? Listen, there are hundreds and thousands of people who get divorces every single day, and they can live in a relationship whereby they are communicating for the sake of their child. They are co-parenting well. Why? Because both parents put the child first. They are communicating because the child comes first. They're not communicating because I want to spite you and I want to show you and I'm going to show you and I'm going to this. No. Put that aside. That is childish. That is petty. There's no time for that. There's no place for that. When you put your child first, you will do what is best for your child. And as a mother, it's not best for my child to see me suffering. It's not best for my child to see me in a place where I'm unhappy, where I'm not valued, where I'm not living up to my potential, where I'm unhealthy, where I'm just, letting myself go and withering away. No, you're not dying. You're not dying. You're not going to die if he leaves or if you leave him. You're not going to die. You are going to grow and you are going to evolve. And that is the lessons you need to teach your children. It's not easy. It's not going to be sunshine and roses. You are going to cry. You are going to be upset. You are going to have moments where you are low and you need to give yourself that hug. Sometimes you need a hug from someone else, and that is okay. But you're not going to stay in a toxic relationship for the sake of your children. Because I'm telling you, when your children get older, they will say to you, "Oh, mommy, why did you stay with dad for so long if you were unhappy for 10 years? Oh, I did it for you." Your kids will be like, "Hold on a second. I didn't say that you should stay with him for me. And besides, why didn't you just leave him? You should have left him. I'm okay. I would have been okay." That is what they will tell you. Because that is what I've been telling my parents 26 times. For the 26 times, they've divorced and gotten back together. I know it sounds crazy, but this is the truth. Okay? So this is the thing. Value yourself enough to be that example. And be that example to your children. The next thing you need to do is to align yourself with what you want. So if you want a life of freedom, and if you want your own place, and if you want whatever you want, you know what you want, you need to align yourself with that reality. So get out of bed. There was a time when I was deep in this and I didn't want to get out of bed, and I didn't get out of bed most days. But what I'm saying is align yourself with the reality that you want. So get out of bed. Show up for yourself. Get showered. Do something good for yourself. Feel good again about yourself. It's not about him. It's not about your relationship. It's about you. It's about getting yourself up, getting yourself ready, building up your spirits and building up your strength for what is to come. Because leaving a relationship is not easy. It's going to take all of what you have. It's going to take all of your strength, all of your mental capacity, all of your everything. It's going to take. You need to prepare for that by waking up and showing up for yourself, physically, emotionally, mentally. Okay? Do that. Next thing you need to do is be open to receiving help from others. You will see opportunities all around you. When you start aligning yourself for what you do want, you will see opportunities. You will see, like when I was leaving my toxic relationship, randomly, like 3 days later, into my planning stages, somebody offered me an apartment. They were like, "Hey, I've got this apartment, somebody's moving out, would you like to move in? Are you interested?" And I was like, "Yes." These things, you don't need to look for them because they are all around you. Just be open to receiving them. Be open to receiving the opportunities and the help that you get, that the universe is going to send you when you align yourself with what you do want. Okay? The next thing you need to do, very important, is plan. Plan. Where are you going to stay? How long are you going to stay there? Where is this place? How are you going to get there? How are you going to get money if you are financially dependent on him? How are you going to get money? Where are you going to work? What work are you going to do? Are you going to start a business? What is that business? Plan everything down to the last details. What do you need for your new place, for your new life, for your new whatever? Do you need a bed? Do you need this? Do you need clothes? What do you need? What do you need? Plan everything. Plan everything, because this is not something you're just going to stumble into, and then you're going to struggle, and then you're just going to run back to him because that's the easier thing to do. Because now you've struggled. "Oh no, I don't have money now. What am I going to do? I need to feed my kids. I don't have money, and my kids are hungry, and now I left him, and now this, and I'm just going to go back." So the next thing you need to consider about leaving this toxic relationship is that it's not easy. This is not an easy thing for you to do. It's not an easy process. It's not an easy integration. It's not an easy, thing to go through. It's difficult. It's emotional. And it's going to require a lot of you. So you need to be gentle with yourself. You need to speak to yourself lovingly. You need to be supportive to yourself. You need to be gentle and kind and nurturing with yourself. Okay? Because this is something that is difficult. That is not something that you're just going to do every single day. This is something transitional in your life. And if you are gentle with yourself, you will do the things more easily because you're coming from a place of gentleness, from a place of love and kindness and compassion for yourself. The next thing you need to do is have a support structure. Now, not everybody does have a support structure. Not everyone has family or friends that's supportive during this time. But you need to find a community. You need to find a person. You need to find a way of being in a supportive structure, a supportive community. So if it means finding people on YouTube that you can watch and listen and, be a part of their community. If there is a Facebook group that you can join for women who are like you, going through the same thing. If there is something like maybe a friend who's been through something similar, or your sister, or anyone, one person is all you need to really help you and be there for you when you need to speak about things. Someone to hold you accountable. Someone to support you, somebody to listen and understand, somebody to just be there for you. It will really help you a lot. You won't feel alone. You won't feel like you're going through this journey on your own. You won't feel overwhelmed. You won't feel like you just want to, okay, it's fine. This is way too much for me. I'm just going to go back to this relationship. I'm just gonna. When you have that attitude of I'm just going to, then you are already putting yourself on the back foot. Okay, so being in a supportive structure or having some kind of relationship with someone where they can support you, hold your hand when you want to, give you a hug when you need it, that is important. You need to have one person, at least one person that can do that for you. The next thing is courage. You need to have courage. What is courage? Courage is not about being fearless. It's not about doing things just willy-nilly. Being courageous and having courage is about feeling that fear, having that fear, acknowledging that fear, and doing it anyway. That is what courage is about, doing it anyway. Okay, so being courageous and having courage is about feeling that fear and doing it anyway. And you're doing it because this is the right thing for you to do. You're doing it because you want to be an example to your kids. You're doing it because this is something that you feel in your heart is the right thing for you to do to move forward with your life, to evolve, to be better, to be happier. Okay? The next thing is very important, and this is your safety. You need to consider your safety, especially if you are in an abusive relationship, where he abuses you, where he threatens you, where your life is in danger, or anything you feel unsafe about. You need to consider your safety. Please, 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 ladies, your safety is important. So if that means you need to contact the legal forces, you need to contact the police service, you need to contact somebody to come and take you out of that home, to do something, to be there for you, to pick you up, to take you to your new house, whatever it is, if you need to even hire a private security services to come and extract you and your kids from that house and take you to your new home, that's what you need to do. You need to take care of your safety. Don't put your safety on a back burner. Too many women have died. Too many women are killed because of abusive relationships, because of men abusing them. Okay, you can look it up. You can find as many articles as you want. You will find that women are being killed by men who are abusive, men in rage. Okay, don't put yourself in that position. Even if you think, oh, I don't think that he would do that to me, that's fine. That's fine. But just make sure that your safety is considered, your children's safety is considered, and you have a plan B. If this happens, I will do this. Should this happen, this is in place. Okay, you need to have a safety precautions in place, and you need to have a plan regarding your safety as well. The next thing you need to do is remember who you are. Remember who you are. It's so simple. Remember who you were before you entered this relationship. Remember what you stood for, what you stand for. Remember that you have a life. Remember that you have value. Remember that you are a person. Remember that you deserve love. You deserve affection. You deserve goodness. You deserve happiness, joy. All of these things. Remember that. Remember that you are not just some woman who's giving her life over to this relationship. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. If you want to take it to even a deeper level, remember that you are not this physical body. Remember that you are a soul. Remember that you are on a journey. Remember that this lesson or this relationship has lessons for you. Remember that this experience has a lesson to teach you. Remember that there is something you need to extract from this relationship to have a better life. When you remember who you are, nothing can stop you because you have a purpose, you have a goal, you know what is driving you. You know that you are on a journey. This is not something that's just happening for now. This is a stepping stone to something greater. And you need to consider that. The next thing you do is when you remember who you are, you remember that you are a powerful being. You remember that you are a powerful woman. And now you need to take your power back. You need to claim your power back. You need to call your power back to you. Stop giving him the power. Stop giving him the authority to live your life. Stop giving him the power to make decisions for you. Stop giving him the power to make your happiness less of a priority. Stop. Stop giving your power away. Stop giving your power away, period. And if you have given your power away, that's okay. Forgive yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Be understanding and loving with yourself. It's okay. You made a mistake. You made a mistake. We all make mistakes. But what have you learned from this mistake? What have you learned? What are the lessons? I know right now might not be the best time for you to sit down and write the lessons you have learned from this toxic relationship, because there are lessons. That's why you've been going through this. There are lessons for you to learn. But if you are not ready to write those lessons yet, just remember that there are lessons. And when you are in a position of you in your own place, you are happy, you are feeling good. When you are in a position of power again, when you are in your own life again, you can sit down and write those lessons out. Write down what have you learned from this relationship. Next thing you need to do is cover your tracks, especially if you are in an abusive relationship and you know that it's going to have a negative impact if he should find out you are planning to leave. Cover your tracks. Cover the tracks. Delete the phone numbers of the people you call regarding your new apartment. Delete the numbers of the people that you speak to regarding transportation. Ow! Why are you hurting Mama? 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 Okay, so cover your tracks. That's important. Cover your tracks. And the next thing is put a date in your calendar. We don't do things until we have a finite date on them. Put a date in your calendar. If you know you're moving into your new apartment on October, the 1st of October, put a date in your calendar that on this day, I'm going to leave. On that day, I'm going to do that. Put dates in your calendar. And if you are using your phone, again, use codes. Don't put in exact things, exact names of people and places. Don't let it be easy for him to track you down or to find you or to know what you are up to. Don't do that. The thing you need to do is boundaries. You need to know your boundaries and you need to establish your boundaries moving forward. So now your relationship is dissolved. You've left. You're in your own apartment. You're doing good. You're doing whatever you want to do. You need boundaries. If you have no kids with this man, there is no reason for you to be in contact with him. Go no contact. Immediately, no contact. But if you have kids like me, you need to have boundaries. Only speak or only have communication when it's about your kids. And not just anything, because he will make an excuse. He will use excuses. Oh, we need to talk about the kid and we need to do this and we need to do that. The only reason you are speaking is to make arrangements. When are you coming to visit her? When are you coming to pick her up? What does she need? These are the things that strictly conversations and communication only about important matters regarding the children. That's it. There's no other reason to speak about anything. How are you doing? What have you been up to? Oh, this, oh, that. Small talk is unnecessary. You don't need to have that in your life. And when you open the door with small talk and this and that, and when you allow all of these little conversations to take place, that just opens up a doorway for him to put his foot through and slowly drag you back into his life emotionally. And you want to be emotionally blocked off. That's what you want. You want to emotionally block yourself off from him. And by stopping communication, that's the best way to do that. Don't allow him access to you. Don't give him access to you. That's the best thing you can do. Then lastly, this is the most important piece of all of the information I've been giving you today, and that is heal. You need to heal. Now you are out of this relationship. It has dissolved. You're in your own life. You are moving on with your life. You need to heal. Do the work you need to do to heal from this relationship. Rebuild yourself. Rebuild your self-esteem. Rebuild your finances. Rebuild your career. Rebuild whatever has been broken down in that relationship. Rebuild. Rebuild. Replenish. Revive yourself. Re-energize yourself. Come back with a vengeance. And I don't mean come back like go back to him. Come back to yourself. Okay? Work out. Eat well. Exercise. Do the things that you didn't have time to do or that you weren't allowed to do. Okay? Make this worth it. Make yourself a better version of yourself coming out of this relationship. Be 100% in it for yourself now. And show up 100% for yourself now. Okay? This is how you are going to come full circle with this toxic relationship. Learn the lessons. Apply what you need to know from that lesson so that you don't repeat the same mistakes, that you don't repeat the same cycles, and now heal. Heal yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself, be kind to yourself. Treat yourself with love, respect, dignity. Okay? Do all of these things for yourself. Build a relationship with yourself now. This is what you need to do. Focus on the relationship with yourself and make sure that this relationship you are building with yourself is so strong, is so solid, is so full of love and compassion for yourself that you will never put yourself or your loved ones in that position again, because you are now aware. You are aware of the signs, you have learned the lessons, and you are ready to progress in life. You are ready to move forward. You are ready to evolve. You are ready to be a better version of yourself. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, my conscious queens. I appreciate you. If this channel resonates with you and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Say bye. Say bye. Bye.